Hello, guys and gals. This is Peter Palmiotti of Human Art Studio, and this is Making Comics and Art, episode 84. And it's Enthusiastic Thursdays. So we're not going to go that close up today. But let me pull back on the image. So we were working on page 6 of Retro issue 1. And that might be sufficient. You might not be able to pick up on a lot of what I'd be doing, but is this too... I wish my arm came out a little further because my desk is huge. So I might have to... let's see if I could do this. Not too much, but okay. Yeah, that might do the trick. So how are you this fine day? What you been up to? Oh my goodness. Yeah, the day's gotten away from me. But I made it here at last. I was almost tempted to start it up later, but I'm like, nope, I gotta do it now. I'll make some dinner later. And take care of other business. So this is what I was talking about yesterday. It's a queer triangle that I use, which has names escaping me. It has an edge to it, separate edge, where you can glide your tools against without it actually hitting the paper. Is it the same on both sides? It should be. I'm trying to see. I guess this is the top. Okay. Make sure to use your tools properly. I'm going to go in and do some random little bits. This might not be highly fascinating. But yeah, I don't have a lot to chit-chat about. But we do officially have new president. I got to watch him being sworn in yesterday, so that was pretty cool. Happy about that. So hopefully really good things will come of it. We get the first female vice president, and that's very cool. And, if you don't know, out in the United States. I've been hitting refresh since 6 in the morning. Well, I'm here now, so yeah, I mean, I do want to start these earlier in the day. I'll make a definite attempt next week. It depends heavily on my sleep schedule. I have a tendency to sort of wake up early and go to sleep late and crash midday. And last year, definitely my schedule's gotten knocked off kilter in a big way. Um, but yeah, I really want to have a definite schedule to these episodes. 6 a.m. being my target point. Once that's secured and I'm doing it for a little bit, I'll announce it to the world and everybody can depend on it. But it's kind of a little up in the air at the moment. It's been a decent week overall. I've been productive and gotten a number of things taken care of and out of the way, little things. So I could just more focused on just my regular daily workload. And of course, I want to incorporate things like daily drawing and daily practice and scripting, which means like these little projects I'm working on. My main focus is retro, but also, I need to pull in money. So it's not, it's definitely not 100% of my time working on my own creator-owned project. Doing the best I can. And I want to, improve my chances. And, I put it out there this morning. If anybody was interested in merch, I talked about it here on a recent episode, and lots of people said yes, do some merchandise. But I posted on Facebook and Twitter and got a good response. It's one thing for people to like and say yes, but it's another thing to actually set up stuff and then see who pulls out their wallet. But regardless, if I sell a couple of things every month, it'll definitely add to whatever income I'm already making and help me out. So that's a good thing. No worries. I was just kidding around. So yeah, a schedule is cool. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of want to do it like you depend on TV shows more back in the day than now. But I mean, if you're watching something on regular TV or cable that has a schedule, then you can revolve your schedule around those sort of things. And I want to do that for my audience, my fans, my friends. One thing that's different tonight is that I actually didn't lock my babies up, meaning my cats. I figured I'm just using my technical pen tonight. It's a lot of tedious line work. And I don't have any bottle of ink open, so I'm just hoping for the best that they don't jump up here. Of course, if I see them from the back of my head, I'll shoo them away. Hopefully not yell at them in the process. Yell at you, my audience. But it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I want to, like I mentioned the other day, work in sequence. Shakaruni. Um, something I did for many, many years. You know, is always things that prevent you from doing that sometimes. Like I remember some books where I had to wait on reference for a certain character on a certain page, and I would ink around that and do everything else on the page, and then have to put it aside because I was waiting. And back in the day, I would have to wait for something in the mail as opposed to getting it, quicker via email or message online nowadays. Yeah, I remember like on Aquaman, there were sort of a different costume for Aquaman. I forget the reason why, but um, I think it was even a dream sequence of some sort. And they changed the outfit at some point for some reason, and I had to ink patches. Carefree sent me a couple of things, exactly the size of the panel. Not, he didn't repencil the whole page. He just repenciled like the figures within the new costumes. So there goes my heat. So I think my headphones are good enough, and you're not hearing it too bad. It's not too bad out. It's, I think it's in the 40s this week. We had a little rain yesterday, a little this morning maybe. It was kind of soggy out this morning. Did a little traveling and shopping. If you didn't catch yesterday's episode, I went through what I use, my traditional tools for inking. Recently, I picked up a new rapidograph set. Some people call them technical pens. And I went over brushes and quill and ink. If you're into that sort of thing, you can go check out yesterday's episode 83 of Making Comics and Art. But yeah, today got away from me a little bit. That's why I'm streaming now. And, I'm sure everybody here can relate somewhat. A little becomes a lot, and all of a sudden you're on an entirely different path. But work got done. Work is getting done. Projects are moving forward. That's ultra important. Okay, so if that is that, not. Okay. There's very little, there's a lot of little desks and computers on desks, and there's little tangents within this scene, but it's all this stuff is very micro. I mean, it's very small now. Then with obviously this is 11 by 17, so this gets shrunk down and then colored over and then lettered over. So a lot of little fussy things I would change if it was bigger and bolder, but not so much worried about it because it's so small. You can see I'm like using my triangle straight edge and going in freehanding it on some of it. Whatever gets the job done. There you go. I got that same roach ring set years ago. That clear plastic ring piece is an attachment for a compass that was included, or at least it was originally. So you did catch yesterday's episode. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but there might be a compass tool of some sort. I know there's a bunch of different sets you can get, and each of them include different things. Like I got the, I guess, college version, which was the one with the extra stuff. And I got it. I mean, I got it specifically because it had this pretty rough sizes I was looking for. So I didn't mind getting the extra stuff. But good to know. Thank you. So this page is mostly technical stuff to finish off. There's a few things that are like specifically freehand I'm going to be doing on here. Let's see. But mostly it's a lot of little nuance doodads. You know, backgrounds are highly important to set the scene. My character, you know, his day job is as a finance guy working for a company on Wall Street. Something outside the norm. What's cracking, nefarious? Lads. What is that? Is that an Irish term? Are you a lad? Turn that heat off. It's hot enough in here. So I got one of my cats cozied up in, I got like a comfy chair next to my desk. She's sitting in a chair. Totally comfortable. She loves that freaking comfortable chair. My other one's in the bedroom, sleeping in my sort of underwear drawer, if you can imagine. So, Nefarious, are you putting words in a row tonight? If you didn't know, Nefarious has a channel with a friend of his called Global Frequency, which they do fun videos over there, reviews and comic talk, and they talked about their project in a recent video. So this is kind of a page I would do. I would just like be jamming some music and working on all this detail, and just get like totally lost in it. So sort of conversation skills for tonight are escaping me a little bit, but it's all good. But yeah, enthusiasm. I mean, to me and to a lot of creators, it makes sense and it's obvious, but maybe not to all. But if you're not enthusiastic about your project, then you can pretty much guarantee almost nobody else will be. And I know I don't always come off as the most exciting personality. I've done radio at this point. I've done a podcast, and there's a certain flow to me chit chatting. But I know for a fact, like, I have a real radio voice if I want to pull it out. But that's not what I get paid for. So, but I'm not any less passionate just because I don't sound like a goofball about my project and about the big picture of what I want to be working towards. And it really starts with retro, and I'm learning a lot along the way. It's like I've done inking mostly in the comic industry since 1991. It will be 30 years in September. I dabbled in a lot of other things because just naturally you get called upon to help out. I remember I was putting text on pages back when I was working at Valiant. So I was sort of helping out the production crew catch up on some work because they didn't have any background inks, one afternoon or whatever. And I've studied things along the way, not in the sense of thinking, okay, somewhere down the line, I'm going to be making my own comics. I really need to know certain ins and outs. It's just, natural curiosity or what have you. Um, I've given advice as to storylines to writers and projects that I've been a part of. A lot of things, I would not ask for credit on or whatever. Um, but had I known I would be heading in this direction, I might have. Um, so I've dabbled with a little bit of everything, and always tried to help the team out as far as promoting books I was working on, giving my thoughts on, what I thought of coloring or just layout or what have you, readability, because there's a ton that you don't know that goes into it. Ba-dum-bum. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited about pulling this book together. You know, the art takes the most time, and once I start getting to the last batch of pages, then I can really feel more like, okay, this is coming to a head. Right now I got a lot done on pages, but it's all completely random. Meaning not full some pages, but some pages are close to done with little background. A lot more pages have a lot more to do. Let's see. I could do it like this. Yeah, I got a number of things I gotta hit the post office on. I might just do what I need to this week and do more next week, because there's no definitive payday for me. I basically, I can't really schedule everything, but you know, plus the fact that I'm working from check to check. But that, I hope to get out of this year, like, past that point where I actually can be making enough money to where I could start putting some aside and not have to worry about when money is coming in next and all that. Um, but I am here in this moment for a reason. Because I've been pushing myself the last bunch of years. Part of it was to convince myself that, this was a worthwhile attempt to be doing my own books. It's like, um, I've had a decent career, and I could very well just say, okay, like, I'll just ink books and not have to not worry about social media and just make a paycheck and look towards retirement, you know. But no, I'm like going the very opposite of directions, thinking, okay, I have I have a 10-year plan at this point when I'm, relatively close to my 60s. It's like there's no retirement plan anywhere in the future. I just want to make my own comics and not bend to anybody else's ideas about what comics are. I dictate everything. Um, to a degree, if nobody buys it at all, then I failed miserably. Yeah, but I have a good idea of what people like, and I forget if it was Stephen King or whatever, but like, you know, it's like I'm making comics that I know I would love to pick up, and sort of thinking that's exactly what's needed in this industry. So we shall see. I also mentioned recently that I'm going to be doing the coloring of this issue. And if you've seen, my second colorist attempt at colors on this book, my coloring would be closer to that version. Very much like 80s comics coloring. So, you know, each drawing, each character, a jacket will be probably two colors. Like I'm thinking very 80s comic, but also like 2D animation style coloring. When you have the light color and then the dark color. You might also, once in a blue moon, throw in a third value color in there somehow. But, I have come to the conclusion that I do want somebody to do flats for me. So I will be hiring a flatter at some point. That's right. Okay. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so I'm very fussy about my line work. All the little details, nuances. I'm very, I don't let anything just, I don't rush anything. I put everything I have into making sure it's tight and finished. I'll ink this page entirely, erase it, and then go panel by panel, looking over the detail. And I might even open up the pencil I received and compare to make sure that everything is exactly how I wanted it. And then, because I'll be coloring. I'll be getting a third pass over the art. Well, second pass in this case, in this issue. Since I didn't pencil it, it was Rich Fuchsia, who is on Instagram as Blueprints and Strategies. I know I posted about that more than once. Not every time I post like retro related art there, but good amount of time. So what do we got? 1 week. Okay. So this week, next week, and then Sunday and Sunday. This month ends on a Sunday. I'm just doing some calculations in my head. But yeah, I'm thinking I can get the inks done next month if all goes well. Things don't usually go according to plan with me in my world, since I'm subject to being pushed off track because I'm working on other projects for other people, such as the way. Yeah, part of the challenge is, admittedly, these pencils are dated. I mean, you can even tell. Like, this is a new piece of paper, and this is a Bristol. I think it's Strathmore Bristol paper, and it's like a shade darker because I've had these and carried these around when I moved to different places, and they aged a bit. The first 20 pages, I forget if it was 19, I think it's the first 20 pages were penciled, at least finished penciled, back in 2009, which, I'm sure you're saying at this point in time, Peter, you're an idiot. Why you been just like, why did you shelf this project? It looks so awesome. A lot of different reasons. A lot has gone on in my life since 2009. I mean, part of it was confidence. Part of it was just, I've been just a worker bee, and so it's just programmed in me to work for others. I really had to shift a lot mentally to sort of welcome the challenge of me taking on a lot myself. Even though, for years I've thought it's the best way for creators to potentially make a better income, and it's worth the risks to work on your own properties. But again and again, I found myself taking on work with other people and pushing my own stuff aside. And it takes a little bit to get out of that mindset. It's like, don't be an idiot and work on your own project. And I've went through countless different collectives and different, sort of hung out with lots of different creators with different mindsets. And, a lot of people are like, yeah, the industry is doing sucky. It's not worth it. Heck, even my brother, who's made some really decent money in the industry, would be the first person to tell me, don't do comics for a living. Just get a real job. You make better money. Which is very disheartening when your brother who's successful, who you look up to, tells you not to be doing the thing you love. Part of me wanted to punch him in the face. Part of me, will always, listen and do as he says. But, I finally shook that off and just said, look, I know deep in my heart that I can do this and I can pull it off and I can do it much better than so many other people. And I'm just talking until I actually get this done, finished, and in people's hands. But that is happening this year, my folks. Because nobody could tell me otherwise. I know what the heck I'm doing. I know I made a lot of mistakes as far as, I should have had this project done before doing a Kickstarter, and I should, have put money aside to pay for a lot of the things involved. So, everything that would have got this done faster and quicker. And EJB says, it's going to happen. It's happening now. Damn straight. Damn straight. And it's not like Retro is War and Peace. It's just a goofy superhero book. Well, it's it's not one of those silly superheroes, but it's just a comic. But it's my comic. It's my creation. And I'm proud of what I've done thus far. We'll be even more proud to put the finishing touches on it and send it off to the printer when I get there. So the whole reason I pointed out that the paper has aged a bit, well, the pencils have lightened up a little bit over time, because I've shuffled through these pages so many times. That was my point. I believe, my friend, my copy's coming. Yes, indeed. And who's that? Jake Jake Twister? Jake Twister? I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your last name. But Jake, yes, who went by a different name previously. I actually forget your old persona name. But welcome, welcome. I'm gonna get you on the channel one day. Just come and chat. I plan to do at least one hangout a week with someone else, a guest. Um, I currently have a list of people who wanted to come on. I think I asked one person recently. But yeah, it'd be good to have you on here again, talking your talk. It's Twister with a twist. But yeah, I generally love hanging out with other creatives, talking all this industry stuff and what we love and what drew us to certain things or away from certain things, or talk for days and days about geek stuff. So let's see, what's my schedule tonight? I know I gotta make dinner, and taking some other stuff. Yeah, I might find some time to hang out with some other people later. So I might get more done on this before you see me again tomorrow. We shall see. We shall see. Last night I was hanging out with friends and was just drawing. What is that? Yeah. Oh, I see. He erased and moved his leg. But that guy's holding something. And Jake says, I would be happy to join. Talking about our idea pregnancy. Hell yes. Yeah, so I realize like I'm actually going longer. Like my intention is to do half-hour ones, but I did want to go a little long tonight. Not for any particular life revealing blah blah blahs, but I just felt like giving a little more tonight. And tomorrow will be the last day of my work week. I'll try definitely to do that early. And then the weekend will be my relaxing reading time, taking care of home chores and all that. Maybe I'll probably be doing some studio cleaning. I know I got to work on my computer a little bit. I locked myself out of my printer scanner. So I got to figure out what I did and reverse it. Because the scanner doesn't recognize that there's a computer and vice versa or something. It's probably a simple little thing that will take me hours to figure out. Friday sprint surge. That always helps out Thursdays, you know. Yep. Go for the final sprint. Get some work done. It'll be good. Tomorrow will be good. I mean, I like. I didn't think I would to a certain degree, but I like the fact that I'm gearing this like a regular day job work week, and you know, it's a way different sort of mindset, and you know, I got through the week last week, and whatever I didn't finish, I was like, oh well, I can't, can't do anything until Monday in regards to whatever, so it forces me to try to get more done during the week. But it also forces me to actually take time off, which, being a typical creator, I have a problem with. It's like, take time off. What? For what? Got into a bad habit of working every day. Everything sort of blends together. Speaking of scanners, I bought myself the CZUR Aurora. I don't know what that one is, but it sounds cool. I got an Epson 720 super duper printer scanner. I forget what it's called, but is the one you got good for amazing things? Let us know, or I'll just look it up after the show. It looks like a minimalist rectangle lampshade. It does wonderful scans. Years ago, a publisher, I say publisher loosely, gifted me with, was it a printer too? I think it was a printer scanner, much like you're mentioning, but I found it really bizarre. Not only did I find it really bizarre, but I had no luck making it work. I'm not sure if it was beyond my understanding. I finally just threw the thing away because he didn't want me to return it to him. He didn't seem to be concerned about the money it cost him. He was sort of doing me a favor, but at the same time, it's like, you don't just get something that probably costs like a couple hundred, or at least $100 and change, without like saying nothing up front. Anyway, it was a disaster. It was like, it showed up and I was excited, but it never worked for me. He didn't want it back. Nobody else was interested. I just chucked it. In the end, working with him was a disaster anyway. Much along the lines that I knew would go. Sometimes you just, things don't work out. So, sent it in the DMs. I imagine you mean you sent me a picture of it or a link to what it is. Anyway, I love my Epson. I just hit a firewall setting for something else, thereby locking me out, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow because thank God it's Friday. Mm-mm. And because it's Friday, that means another episode of WandaVision. If anybody who's watching that or cares. I really like the first two episodes. I've heard some people's opinions. I know there are a number of people who liked it that I know. The link to the website. Okay, cool. But there's also a lot of popular opinion that it's kind of, they're doing boring jokes or whatever would have you. I don't care. I like its quirky nature. And I know how the series starts is just a lead into it. It's not going to be the full story. So they're just having fun. The story is going to be much bigger. So yeah, let me do this. So that's not super crystal clear. Would it help if I move that? I don't know why it's not as focused. If I do this. Oh, there we go. That's weird. Okay. I don't know if I was offsetting. That's much better. Anyway, okay. So a lot more little details that I did. And you can see how much more I got there. And then obviously there's a ton of little lines. I want to get as accurate as possible. For this stuff, I'll probably need to look at the reference. Some of it looks like it might be black. So I want to make sure exactly what I'm doing. And then, yeah, I got a couple of other little things and some feathering. So I'll probably do with a brush, but then I can call this page a day. So if I don't finish it tomorrow, I'll definitely have it finished before Monday, so I can start on page 7 then. Now it became focused. It had an offset. Yeah, as I realize now. It was a little a little off, but I mean, mostly you're here to listen to my beautiful voice, right? So it's not even about the art. Anyway, so yeah, thank you everybody for checking this out. Today's episode, um, Thursday enthusiasm. Keep that week going until you reach the very end. If you haven't liked this video already, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And if you're not a Patreon, become a Patreon today. And you can support me and my studio and my channel and all that. But yeah, I'll see you again sometime tomorrow morning. Hopefully earlier than later. Until then, be productive, work on your comics, and have a great